Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So you're watching main camera footage shot with the Oppo Find X6 Pro and the Xiaomi 13 Pro. So I am in Tokyo, Japan right now in the Asakusa district. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. so none of the shops are opened yet. But this is like an older district of Tokyo that are famous for temple and a lot of like old Japanese theaters. But you're watching main camera footage right now and both phones have really good telephoto zoom lenses, so I'm gonna switch to 3x zoom. Let me find something to zoom into, maybe this man right here. Okay, so now you're watching 3x zoom with the Oppo Find X6 Pro, 3.2x zoom with the Xiaomi 13 Pro. So stabilization for this will not be as good as the main camera, but it should still be pretty good because both of these lenses have OIS. And this is completely handheld footage right now. So both of these phones use the Sony IMX989 1-inch sensor for the main camera, 50 megapixel sensor, pulls in a lot of light naturally and produces really shallow depth of field. For the Oppo Find X6 Pro, the zoom lens and the ultra-wide camera uses the same Sony IMX890 sensor with a 1/1.56 inch image sensor. This is a really large image sensor to use for an ultra-wide and zoom lens, and it's larger than what's used in the Xiaomi 13 Pro's ultra-wide and zoom lens. But the Xiaomi 13 Pro's zoom lens is a telephoto lens with new shifting elements inside. Xiaomi calls it a floating telephoto lens, but what it does is it allows the telephoto lens to shift its minimum focus distance, almost act like a macro sensor. And I really like this telephoto lens a lot, maybe even more than the one in the Oppo Find X6 Pro if we're keeping the zoom to just 3x, 3.2x. But when you go further, then the Oppo Find X6 Pro is going to win in zoom because it has a larger sensor. Okay, so now I am near the Senjoshi Temple. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I did not, apologies to Japan. This is one of the main attractions of this Asakusa area. Here it is. So I'm just going to zoom in here from both phones. I believe the Xiaomi 13 Pro maxes out at 15x zoom, whereas Oppo Find X6 Pro can go up to 18x. Yeah, so there's a maximum digital zoom for both phones, 18x for Oppo, 15x for Xiaomi. Quality doesn't look that great on both right now. Let's drop down to 10x, a little bit more reasonable. Okay, so now you're watching 10x zoom footage from both phones. Okay, main camera footage now. Okay, main camera footage now. Yeah, this is a major tourist attraction. Okay, and the food stalls are here. So I'm seeing squid balls, Taiwan food. Oh wow. Let's zoom in. So we're at about 5x zoom right now on both of these phones. 5x zoom right now. Okay, so you're watching ultra-wide camera footage right now, and I've already examined some of the photo samples side by side, and I'm seeing two clear traits. The first is that Xiaomi 13 Pro's photos always have more contrast, the shadows are always darker. The second is that Xiaomi 13 Pro also has a faster shutter speed. Every single picture I take of people that are moving, you see that in the Xiaomi 13 Pro's photo, the moving person is earlier in his or her movement compared to the Oppo Find X6 Pro, which is like a beat behind every single time. Every single shot has been like this. I also see that the Oppo Find X6 Pro's main camera tends to overexpose a bit, which I already covered in the first video. So right now, you know, it's a really sunny day, so the overexposure problem is quite noticeable. So these are apparently the last batches of the cherry blossom in Tokyo. I mean, to be honest, this still looks very beautiful to me, but all the Japanese people were saying this is already like when it's like not good, but hey, still looks stunning to me. Okay, now you're watching front-facing camera footage. Now both of these phones can only shoot at 1080p, so a lot of you guys are gonna complain about that again, but yeah, 1080p footage, exposure, stabilization look about on par right now. Okay, main camera footage with both phones for now. Okay, main camera footage with both phones for now. How's stabilization looking? Okay, so I've examined the photos and videos of both of these phones, and I think generally speaking, I prefer the main camera of the Xiaomi 13 Pro a little bit more. I think the colors look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I like that the Leica color science keeps shadows a little bit darker. The Oppo Find X6 Pro, like I said in my first video on this phone, still tends to blow out the highlights a little bit. Now moving on to low light situations, this may work in Oppo's favor because then you get a brighter scene. The superior hardware comes into play when it's in low light situation. As for the zoom lens, during the day it's pretty much a neck and neck between these two phones, but as soon as the sun sets and we're shooting it in low light situations, as the Oppo Find X6 Pro's larger sensor makes a big difference. Particularly you zoom into 200% or 400% to pixel peep, Oppo Find X6 Pro's zoom shots just look sharper every single time. The same holds true for the ultra wide camera. Xiaomi 13 Pro's ultra wide camera falls apart pretty badly at night, while the Oppo Find X6 Pro's ultra wide still looks pretty good at night. So which camera system is better? It's really hard to say. I think the Oppo Find X6 Pro has a clearly better ultra wide and zoom lens, but at the same time I prefer the main camera on the Xiaomi 13 Pro a little bit more. And also if I want to take macro photography, I think the Xiaomi 13 Pro is a little bit better at that too. Selfie camera is pretty much neck and neck, so I guess it really comes down to what you like more. Do you want a better ultra wide camera and a zoom lens that works in all lighting conditions, or do you want a main camera that will produce aesthetically pleasing color science and exposure every single time? So yeah, it's a tough call, but both of these phones are really damn good. So that's about it for this video of the Oppo Find X6 Pro against the Xiaomi 13 Pro in Tokyo. I have a lot more content coming up, including another Xiaomi phone that I can't talk about yet, but let's just say it's even better than this one, and also a gaming phone from Asus too. So if you're interested in keeping up to date with all the latest content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Like videos like this one where I'm out and about filming everything, holding two phones by myself, it takes a lot of work. So if you appreciate the effort I put in, please give it a thumbs up. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.